Good morning, it's Nikki. I've been thinking a lot about Dolly Parton. I'm a big fan, so I have had a lot of thoughts about Dolly Parton over the years, because I think she's incredible. Whether you like country music or not, you can't deny, sorry, I don't like telling people what they think or feel, but I would invite you to look at her body of work, the amount of instruments that she plays, and given her age, what she would have had to have come up against in the music industry for all these years. And I am really fascinated with the fact that on the outside, I don't know her personally, but on the outside, she seems to really own who she is. Like, this is who I am. This is what I'm all about, like it or lump it. And I really enjoy that refreshing honesty in her interviews. Anyway, enough about this girl crushing about Dolly. What I wanted to share with you is something I found out the other day, that she wrote in the same day, Jolene and I Will Always Love You. So if you didn't even know that she wrote I Will Always Love You, the Whitney Houston classic, she did, and Jolene, in the same day. And I shared this with Matty, and he knows that I'm making this, so it's not like I'm going behind his back or anything like that. And I said, did you know that Dolly wrote I Will Always Love You and Jolene in the same day? And he said, oh, she could have easily retired after that. And I joked back and we had a bit of a conversation. I said, yeah, but she chose not to because she knew there was more. And also, that's a real limiting belief of our society, that if you've done something great, then that's it for you. And we had a bit of a conversation about it, and we have a very open dialogue because we're in this journey together. Anyway, that's enough about our relationship, but it made me think about our own successes and our own milestones, and also what goes on with us in terms of the way that we operate and the doors that open and the doors that close. Now, there are times when I want you to know that you've done enough. So probably the day after Dolly Parton wrote those two songs, the next day she might have been like, that was great. I'm just going to enjoy that moment. I'm going to let all those feelings digest and have that almost full belly, satisfied feeling that, that was great. And I think there's such a place for that. When you've done something great, when you've hit your goal, it's really important that you absorb it fully, that you notice all the things, not just the feeling of crossing the finishing line, but looking back over your journey and going, wow, oh yes, oh that was tricky, oh when that happened on day 7, oh gosh, that could have thrown me off, but it didn't, I kept going. Also though, I want to challenge you to know that there is more for you. So even if you've had some success in the past, even though you've, by society's measures or by your own measures, you've been successful or you've had a win, that's not all there is for you. And I would love you to play around with that and open up to the possibility that there could be more. And this is a tricky concept to play around with sometimes, and it's one that I grapple with myself, because we don't want to appear greedy. We don't want to feel like we're taking something from somebody else. We don't want to get above our station. We don't want to appear like we're showing off or we're being too grabby or all of those things. Also, I think it does come back to not wanting to be seen consuming all the things. So certainly as a kid, it wouldn't be, maybe this was the 80s and 90s culture, it wouldn't be cool to be seen to be like eating loads and loads. You know, we saw what happened to Bruce Bogtrotter in, what was it? Was it George's Marvellous Medicine? No, maybe not. Maybe, was it Matilda? I think so, yeah. You know, all of those images of being greedy and taking from others were all in our storybooks. But the thing is, your version of success and your goals, for the most part, won't mean that you're taking away from anybody else. There isn't just one trophy to life. So whenever I hear these interviews where people have to say exactly what their favourite thing is, and it would be like either this or either that, I always want to question it, because we're here for a long time, hopefully. And we're here to have a really rich tapestry of lots of different things. And I know when I've gone through success in my own career or in my own life, where suddenly I've had this moment of, well, that's it for me. Maybe I'll never get to do that again. I remember doing a job in my mid-20s, and I loved doing this job, and it got to the end of it. And the next day, I kind of felt a bit bereft. I felt like I'd consumed everything that I could, almost to the fact that that was lovely, but now life has to go back to normal. And I'm not saying the day in, day out, you know, mundane things to some people, the small pleasures of everyday life aren't important. Because actually I am a huge advocate of that. I can hear my granny now as I'm saying, like, I used to wake up. She always used to say, oh, I love my breakfast in the morning. I love it. I look forward to it when I go to sleep. And I always used to think that was such a lovely thing, that she would be starting that day on a high because she'd be looking forward to her breakfast. And she would have her own ritual where she was up early and she would have her time. And this breakfast probably wasn't particularly fancy, or it probably wasn't Instagrammable. Definitely not, because she wasn't doing Instagram at that time. But it's interesting of how those simple pleasures just meant the world to her. So I am a huge advocate of all of those small things. But what I'm inviting you to do is to think about what you want, and to explore the possibility of more. And this doesn't have to be more so it takes away from anything else. But I'm thinking about those words like richer, fuller, consistency, abundance, all of those words where you think, I'm going to define my own new normal. It's an interesting one. And certainly, I think we've all read those things, you know, the rise to stardom. And as soon as somebody gets there, the public want to pull them down and bring them back to where they want. But what if you could just rise and create a new normal for yourself? What would that look like? And it doesn't have to be flashy or fancy or impressive to anybody else. I just want you to think about that. And also, if you need a bit of lifting today on this rather gloomy Tuesday, go and have a listen to Dolly. She's incredible. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. Sending you lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.